seated. Thank you. Prosecutor?
Thank you, Judge. Can you call us Captain Brian Weisbrot?
Good morning, sir. Can you put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Can you state your full name for the record and spell your last name, please?
Sure. Brian Weisbrot, W-E-I-S-B-R-O-T.
Okay, if you can make yourself comfortable, just please make sure you speak up so juror number 15 and 16 can hear you, okay?
Sure.
All right, thank you. Prosecutor, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Captain, can you tell us where you work?
Sure. I'm employed with the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office.
Okay, and approximately how long you've been employed with the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office?
Approximately 13 years.
Okay. Now, did you have any prior law enforcement experience when you came to the prosecutor's office?
I did. Prior to coming to Monmouth County, I was a detective in the Burlington County Prosecutor's Office for approximately 10 years. Prior to that, I worked as a police officer with the U.S. Capitol Police Department in Washington, D.C., and I also served as a Class II Special Police Officer for the City of Long Branch Police Department and the Avon Police Department.
Okay, so you started with Long Branch Police Department as a Class II Special?
I did, yes.
And then you went to Capitol Police in D.C.?
Avon Police
Avon?
first? Yeah.
In the Capitol Police?
Correct.
Okay. And then you came back to New Jersey, correct?
I did, yes.
Now, I want to draw your attention back to November 20th of 2018. Do you recall that day?
I do.
And where were you assigned at that point in time in your career?
I was assigned as a detective in our Major Crimes Bureau, and I was working out of our Asbury Park Satellite Office.
Okay, and the Asbury Park Satellite Office of the Prosecutor's Office does what?
The primary function is to investigate crimes that occur within the Asbury Park and surrounding areas. Neptune Township, Ocean Township is one of those towns, and a lot of the shore communities as well.
Okay. Now, on November 20th, 2018 in the morning, did you receive a call and asked to respond to the location?
Yes, I did. I received a call at approximately 7:30 in the morning from Sergeant Michael Magliozzo, who was a supervisor at the prosecutor's office, requesting that I respond to assist the Ocean Township Police Department with the fire investigation.
Okay, and did you ultimately respond there?
I did, yes.
Do you recall approximately what time you got there?
8:30 a.m.
Okay. Now, when you got to the scene, if you didn't say, what was the location, the address?
27 Tilton Drive in Ocean.
Okay. When you got there, did you meet with other police officers or fire officials or anyone to determine kind of what they knew at that point?
Yes, I did. I was when I arrived, I had met with Detective Christopher Brady from the Ocean Township Police Department, as well as fire officials that were on scene.
Okay. Now, did that include representatives from the Monmouth County Fire Marshal's office?
Right.
Okay. Now, were you made aware of the approximate time of the call to that location?
Yes, I was.
And what time was that?
4:59 a.m.
Okay, and was relating to, what was the actual nature of the call?
So there was 2 calls for service. The first came in from Alarm Relay, which is an alarm company that was providing service to 27 Tilton Drive. That was for a report of a fire alarm activation, and the second call came in from one of the residents of 27 Tilton Drive reporting fire and smoke in the home.
Okay. And as a result of that, did you learn that police and fire responded to that location?
Yes, I did.
Now, when you arrived on scene after getting some information about the call, things that happened prior to you getting there, did you make any observations at that location or any vehicles that were present at 27 Tilton?
Yes, I did. I took note that there were some fire vehicles that were still on scene there.
Okay. Were there any vehicles in the driveway of 27 Tilton?
Yes, there were 3 vehicles.
Okay. Do you recall what they were generally?
I do, yes.
Can you tell us?
Sure. There was a white Porsche Macan. There was a white Porsche 911 Carrera with a red convertible top, and there was a Jeep Wrangler that was gray in color.
Now, at some point after being at the scene, were you at some point directed to one of the homeowners?
Yes, I was.
And who was that?
Paul Caneiro?
Okay. And did you approach him?
Yes, I did.
Were you with anyone when you did?
Detective Christopher Brady.
Okay. Now, at approximately 9:50 a.m. that morning, is that about accurate when you approached Mr. Caneiro with Detective Brady?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and what was the purpose of that interaction?
To ask Mr. Caneiro if he would provide consent for us to search the Porsche Macan that was parked in the driveway of the residence.
Okay. And how does that happen, asking for Mr. Caneiro's consent to search the car? How do you do that?
We had explained to Mr. Caneiro that there appeared to be burn patterns on the hood of the car, and that we wanted to check inside the car to make sure that the fire didn't extend into the engine compartment. And when Mr. Caneiro had indicated that he would provide us with consent, I then produced a consent to search form and reviewed the form with Mr. Caneiro to ensure that he understood what his rights were pertaining to that consent.
I'm going to approach you with S93 for identification. You recognize that?
Yes, I do.
What's that?
This is the consent to search form that I had reviewed with Mr. Paul Caneiro.
Okay. And is that actually read to Mr. Caneiro? How does that work?
Yes, it is. I produced the form. I wrote on the form Paul Caneiro's name, and I also wrote on the form that we were requesting permission to search a motor vehicle, and I wrote Porsche Macan bearing New Jersey registration DCH 3105, white in color.
Okay. Now, underneath the description of that vehicle you just described, it says, I've been advised of and understand the following, correct?
Correct.
Can you read what you read to him?
Sure. I have been advised of and understand the following, and I read, I have the right to refuse to allow police to conduct a search. After I read that right, I asked Mr. Caneiro to place his initials next to that line. Once he did that, I read line number 2, I have the right to revoke my consent to search at any time and may stop the search at any time. After I read that line to Mr. Caneiro, I had him place his initials on the line, which he did, and then proceeded to read line 3. I have the right to be present while the search is conducted, and there's an option to circle either I waive or do not waive this right. And I explained to Mr. Caneiro what waive versus do not waive means. Waiving the right would mean that he wouldn't necessarily have to be present for the search. If he did not waive, he was basically advising that he wanted to be present while the search took place. I explained that to Mr. Caneiro and asked him to circle on the form whether he waives or does not waive. He circled I waive, and then he was requested to place his initials on that line as well, which he did.
Now, getting back to that waive versus not waive, and I don't want to overcomplicate this, but is that circled correctly on that form, or is it circled in error?
It was circled in error by Mr. Caneiro.
Okay, and so what was Mr. Caneiro's statement to you regarding whether or not he wanted to be present versus not wanted to be present?
He had told us that he wanted to be present for the search.
Okay, of the Macan, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, it then goes on to say what?
I authorized the police officers and retain any items of evidential value which they consider pertinent to their investigation. I understand that I will be given a receipt of anything which is taken as evidence by the police. I asked Mr. Caneiro to place his initials next to that line if he understood what I had read to him. The next line says, I have given this permission voluntarily of my own free will, without coercion, fear, or threat. And I had asked Mr. Caneiro to place his initials next to that line after he voluntarily provided the consent. He agreed to do that, which he did. He also signed the form, dated the form 11/20/2018 at 9:50 a.m. I placed my signature on the form along with the date, and so did Detective Christopher Brady of the Ocean Township Police Department.
Now, can you tell us who actually conducted the search on November 20th, 2018 of the Porsche Macan?
Detective Nicholas Catalona, he works in the prosecutor's office in the Forensic Bureau.
Okay, were you present?
Yes, I was.
Was Detective Brady present?
Yes, he was.
And what was the search of the Macan? Could you tell us what happened?
Sure. The primary reason for the search was to determine whether or not fire had extended and damaged inside the engine compartment of the vehicle. As I previously explained, there were burn patterns on the outside of the car. So if you're looking at the car on the hood area, there appeared to be like brown color staining, which was indicative that there could have been something poured on the vehicle. and we wanted to make sure nothing burned into the engine compartment. The vehicle, the engine compartment was examined and also photographed by Detective Caneiro.
Was anything taken from the vehicle that day, November 20th, 2018?
No.
Was anything later taken from that vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Now, at some point in time, were you made aware that Ocean Township police officers, prior to your arrival, had identified a DVR at Mr. Caneiro's residence?
Yes, I was.
Now, as a result of that, did you, at some point that morning, did you and Detective Brady, did you approach Mr. Caneiro again about the potential for consent to the search of the DVR?
Yes, we did.
Okay. And where did that conversation occur?
In front of his home.
I want to show you what's been marked as S94 for identification. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And what is it? This
This is a Monmouth County Uniform Consent to Search form that I completed and reviewed with Mr. Caneiro.
Is that? I'm sorry.
Regarding the request to search his QC 8-channel DVR system in his home.
Okay. And is that a standard form?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Have you used that form prior to November 20th, 2018?
Yes, many times.
Have you used it afterwards?
I have, yes.
Okay. Now, was that form explained to Mr. Caneiro in a manner that was similar to the way that the consent to search for the vehicle was explained to him?
Yes, it was.
Okay. And did you, even though you had already read him that form that day, did you read it to him again one by one?
I did. I followed the same process that I just explained regarding the consent to search of his vehicle.
And are there places on that form where he actually placed his initials?
Yes.
And what does that represent?
That he provided his consent for us to search the DVR system.
As you go through it and he puts initial on it, does it indicate that he understands as well?
Yes, it does.
Now, ultimately, was that form, what's the S number on there? I'm sorry, Captain?
S94.
94.
S94. Was that ultimately signed by yourself
Yes, it was.
and by Detective Brady
It was, yes.
and by Mr. Caneiro?
Correct.
Okay. And later, did you, or after that occurred, did you ultimately get possession of the DVR?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and where did you take it?
Detective Nicholas Catalona from our forensic bureau had provided me with the DVR.
And did you take it anywhere ultimately?
I did. I transported it to the Ocean Township Police Department.
Okay. Now, upon arrival, or during the course of your time at the scene on November 20th, 2018, did you make like 360 observations of the home
I did, yes.
on the exterior?
Yes.
Okay. And did you at any point in time look for, or did anyone identify or point out any cameras on the exterior of the home?
Yes, both. I was told that there was cameras on the home, and I also observed them myself.
Okay. We'll get there in a bit, but just as far as if you could just give us a summary of what cameras you ultimately identified during the course of your investigation at 27 Tilton.
Sure. What cameras did I identify that morning?
No, which cameras total?
Total, okay. So there were 8 cameras at 27 Tilton Drive. There were 5 cameras that were supported by the QC DVR that we just discussed, that Mr. Caneiro provided consent to search for. 4 of the cameras were affixed to the outside of his home in the garage area. 1 camera was located in the garage of Mr. Caneiro's home. There was a Ring doorbell camera affixed to the front of the house. If you're facing the front door, it was to the right of the door. And there was ultimately determined to be 2 Google Nest cameras in the basement area of the residence as well.
Okay. Now, once you got possession of the QC DVR from Detective Catalona, did you ultimately, I'm sorry if you said it, did you ultimately go to the police department in Ocean Township?
Yes, I did.
And were efforts made to search or to access the DVR system?
Yes, I had made contact with Detective Scott Valenti of our electronic surveillance unit and requested that he respond to the Ocean Township Police Department to assist us with gaining access to the DVR system.
Okay, was access ultimately gained?
Yes, it was.
Just going to approach with what's the mark is S272 DVR. Do you recognize what that is?
I do, yes.
What is?
This is a CDR containing the DVR footage from 27 Tilton Drive.
Have you reviewed, did you review some of the footage on there that day at the Ocean Township Police Department?
Yes, I did.
And have you reviewed the contents of those recordings thereafter?
Yes, many times.
Now, if I could go to the back table computer. One notch, just now, Captain, can you tell us if you recognize what's on the screen?
Yes, I do.
What's depicted on the screen right now?
That is an image of the QC camera that is located within Paul Caneiro's garage at 27 Tilton Drive.
Is there a time on there?
Yes, there is.
Okay, what's the time?
So the time is 2:28:01 on November 20th, 2018.
Okay. Now, during the course of your initial review at the Ocean Township Police Department, were you able to determine the accuracy of that time?
Yes. The first thing that we did once we accessed the DVR was to determine whether or not the time and date stamp on the DVR was accurate to real time.
Okay. And what did you determine in that regard?
We determined that the DVR was 1 hour fast. So the screen was reporting 2:28:01. The actual time was 1:28:01.
Now, at this point in time, I would like to play the video through once. Now, I just want to play it again. I'm going to ask if we could pause it at a particular time. So if we play that again, we're going to pause at 2:28:20 approximately. Detective, is there a change in the video right now?
Yes. Lights or a light came on inside the garage.
Did anything else become visible in the garage when that happened?
Yes. There is a vehicle parked in one of the bays of the garage.
Did you later ascertain the identity of that vehicle?
Yes, I did. That is a Porsche Cayenne. That vehicle was registered to Susan Caneiro, who is Paul Caneiro's wife.
Now, when you got to the scene at 27 Tilton that morning, was the vehicle in the garage?
No, it wasn't.
Where was it?
Mr. Caneiro had advised that when he and his family left the home due to the discovery of the fire, he pulled the Porsche Cayenne out of the garage and relocated it to the street so that he and his family could remain there until the police and fire personnel arrived.
Okay. Did you ultimately make observations of the vehicle on Tilton Drive that morning?
Yes, I did. Paul, his wife Susan, and their two daughters were inside the vehicle while the police and the fighters were on scene.
Okay, I'm going to continue playing and pause at approximately 2:28:30. What happened there, Detective?
An individual appears on the lower portion of the camera frame.
Now, you can continue playing to the end. Now, Captain Weisbrot, to be clear, what happens at approximately 2:28:35 in that video clip?
The screen immediately goes black.
Did you learn what happened?
Yes, I did.
What was that?
The DVR system was turned off.
Okay. Now, at any point during your review on November 20th, 2018, did you determine whether the DVR was operational for a period of time prior to the fire being reported?
Yes, while reviewing the data contained on the DVR that was stored on the device, we determined that the DVR was operational without interruption dating back to October 27th of 2018.
Now, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions regarding the layout of the video. Now, that garage at 27 Tilton, is it attached or detached?
It's an attached garage.
Now, do you recall whether or not the inside of that garage was photographed by the forensics unit during the investigation into the fire?
Yes, it was.
And we've seen the photo. We'll see it again, so I'm going to skip through the photo. Now, actually, can I have S1A? Sorry. Could I have slide 120, please? Of S1A. Now, Captain, did you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
What does that show?
This is a photograph of the garage at 27 Tilton Drive.
Okay. Do you see the camera in the garage?
Yes, I do.
Okay, where is it?
It's mounted on the wall, so it would be the far back wall that's adjacent to the interior of the home. It's mounted above Gladiator metal storage cabinets, just above and to the right of the refrigerator.
There's a stylus up there. Could you just circle where the camera is?
Sure.
Please. Okay. Can we preserve that, please?
This will be 120.1.
And there's a button on the bottom of the screen that says undo, if you can see that.
Yes.
Can you just hit that until the circle goes away? Okay. Can I have slide 62, please? Do you recognize that picture?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
This is a photograph of the kitchen area inside 27 Tilton Drive, and you can see the camera angle is facing towards the north. So through that open door is a mudroom, and then you can see there's another open door that leads into the garage area of the residence.
Okay, can I have slide 63 of S1A? You recognize that?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
This is a piece of furniture with some clothing and shoes inside the mudroom area of the residence at 27 Tilton Drive.
Okay. And can I have slide 64, please? Do you recognize that?
Yes. This is also a photograph of the mudroom. To the left is the left door. You can see the kitchen area. That right door, which is white in color, leads to the garage, and obviously straight ahead is the bathroom.
Okay. So if you basically to the right of where we see that door is the garage.
That's correct.
Now, you testified a little bit earlier about the home also having some Nest cameras.
Yes.
Now, that Nest is a brand, correct?
Yeah. Google Nest.
Sorry?
Google Nest.
Now, were you able, during the course of your investigation, to determine whether those cameras continued to be operational after the time of the fire, or after the time frame of the video we just watched? Bad question. The way you're looking at me, I'm going to ask you again. Did you have the opportunity to determine whether or not the Nest cameras in the house were operational after the time frame of the video we just watched from the garage?
So they were not operational at the time of the fire.
Now, I would like to show you what has been marked as S274 for identification. I'm going to show you first what's been marked as 273 for identification. If you need a little light, I can. Do you want some light?
I can see, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, and what is that?
This is an email that we had recovered. It's dated November 20th, 2018 at 1:42 a.m.
Okay. And where does it come from?
The email arrived from notifications@nest.com and was delivered via email to pcaneiro@me.com.
Does that fairly inaccurately depict the email that you ultimately located during the course of this investigation?
Yes, it does.
Now, if I may publish S273.
Any objection?
Can we just approach quickly?
Sure. You can publish it.
So, do you see on the screen that email?
I do.
Okay. Now, you read where it came from and where it went to already, correct?
Yes, that, what's published is a different email than the one that I have up here.
Oh. I'm sorry. I read 273 because I'm holding it. Can I have S274 on the screen? So we're going to start here. Okay. Sorry. Is what you have in front of you the same as what's on the screen?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, what does the body of the email say?
Heads up, your basement, parentheses, work area, camera in 27 Tilton Drive is offline. It disconnected at 1:31 a.m. It might be because of an electrical outage, someone unplugging the camera, or a bad internet connection. Here's the last thing your camera saw.
And is there a photo there?
Yes, there is.
During the course of your investigation, were you ever in the basement of 27 Tilton Drive?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so did you make observations of the entirety of the basement?
Yes, I did.
Now, this area that's depicted in the last thing the camera saw, do you know where that area is in the basement?
I do, yes.
Okay, where is it?
That is on the eastern side of the basement. The basement, if you divide the basement in half was finished, half was unfinished. The eastern side of the basement was unfinished, and this is a photograph capturing an individual standing in front in the basement on the unfinished side of the basement.
And are you aware of any evidential items were seized from the area depicted in that photograph?
Yes, I am.
And just generally speaking, what are they?
There were numerous firearms and an assortment of ammunition seized from this area. Several handguns located in or around the workbench that's depicted in that image were later submitted to the New Jersey State Police Ballistics Unit for analysis.
Okay. Just one quick question, then approach issue of question. Within that photograph, there's an area down here that I'm pointing to. Do you see that?
I do.
And what is that?
That's a metal storage locker that's perforated, meaning it has essentially cuts into the cabinet so you can see the contents inside.
Okay, is that in the background of that photo?
Yes, it is.
Middle of the top of the photo?
Correct.
Okay, was there another Nest camera that went offline in the basement that morning?
Yes, there was.
Okay. Do you know where that was generally?
Yes, that was also in the basement.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you what's been marked as S273 this time.
The other one was 274?
Yes, Judge, I'm sorry.
That's okay, 274. Now this is 273. Okay.
Do you recognize that?
I do, yes.
Okay. And what is it?
This is a image captured from the Nest camera, the second Nest camera that's in the basement. This camera is also located in the unfinished area of the basement, so that would be the east side of the basement.
Can I have S273, please, published? If there's... Okay, so on the screen right now, is that what you're looking at?
Yes, it is.
Okay, is that the same email?
Yes, it is.
And what does that email say in the body?
So this email was received from notifications@nest.com. It was sent to P. Caneiro at me.com, and the email states, "Heads up, your basement, parentheses, entry and doors to work area, camera in 27 Tilton Drive is offline. It disconnected at 1:31 a.m. It might be because of an electrical outage, someone unplugging the camera, or a bad internet connection. Here's the last thing your camera saw."
And is there a photo there?
There is, yes.
Now that photo, do you know where that's from, that area?
Yes, I do. That's from the unfinished section of the basement. If you look to the right of that photograph, you'll see a set of doors. If you make a right through those doors, that brings you to the finished section of the basement.
Now, just want to show you from S1A, slide 91. Captain, do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
This is the unfinished section of the basement that we just discussed, obviously post-fire.
Okay. Now, you talked about a storage locker earlier, correct?
I did, yes.
Do you see it in that photograph?
I do. It's essentially in the center of the photograph. It's perforated so you can see through it and has a padlock. It's gray in color.
The view that we're looking at here, is that the same or substantially similar to the view that is depicted in the email from S274?
That is essentially the same view. The workbench that I had mentioned earlier is to the left, and that photograph is essentially pointing to the north if you're in the basement.
Could I have slide 105, please, if that's 1A? Captain, do you recognize that, what's depicted in that photo?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
This is a photograph from the unfinished side of the basement area of 27 Tilton Drive. In this photograph, you can see a large metal storage shelving unit. Next to that shelving unit is a wood dresser that sustained fire damage. Above that is a window well leading to the outside backyard area of 27 Tilton Drive. And on the floor area, there is a pile of debris. Obviously, this photo is post-fire.
Were you present in this area during the course of your investigation?
I was, yes.
Does that accurately depict the way it looked on November 20th and ensuing days?
Yes, it does.
Now, can I have slide 109 of S1A, please? Is that essentially the same area, different, a little bit closer up, I guess?
Yes.
I have slide 110. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
And what's that?
This is also a photograph from the unfinished section of the basement. It's just taken from a different angle. If you look to the top left, you'll see that window well that I just mentioned. You can see the fire debris on the floor and the fire hoses, obviously, that are draped coming from the outside of the home into the basement. And the doors to the right would lead to the finished section of the basement.
Now, I'm just showing you, can we have S273 for one moment? Captain, what's on your screen and on the large screen? That photograph, is that the same area that you just discussed in the photos from 27 Tilton?
Yes, it is.
Now, during the course of your investigation, was any evidence seized from this area here?
Yes.
What was that generally?
In that debris pile that I had explained, there was evidence that was collected and sent to the New Jersey State Police Forensic Laboratory for analysis.
Can I have slide 7 briefly? Judge, again, it's S1A, slide 7.
Gotcha.
Captain, do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
I don't want to belabor it, but what's that show?
The driveway, the upper driveway area of 27 Tilton Drive, depicting two vehicles.
Okay. And it's one of those vehicles in Macon?
Yes, the vehicle, the white SUV vehicle, is a Porsche Macan parked furthest away from the individual taking the photograph.
Okay. Are there any other homes depicted in that photograph?
Yes, behind you can see a home that is 19 Oxford Drive. That is a street and a house that's directly behind 27 Tilton.
Can I have you put a 19 above the roof line of that home?
Sure.
Can you preserve that, please?
That'll be 7.1.
Captain, you can undo that. You can undo that.
It's great. Thank you.
I just also want to show you, it's marked as S270 for identification. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and unless there's an objection, can we publish that?
Any objection other than what we said before?
No, Judge, I have no objection.
Okay, thank you.
Do you see what's on the screen in front of you?
I do.
Is that the same document that's in S270?
This is.
Okay, and what's that show?
It's an aerial photograph from Google depicting 27 Tilton Drive and 19 Oxford Drive and the surrounding area.
And is there a pin, so to speak, on one of the houses?
Yes, 19 Oxford.
Now, can you tell us, just to make sure it's very clear, which, if you could see 27 Tilton in that picture?
I can, yes.
Okay, could you just put an X on it? We can preserve that, please.
70.1.
Thank you. Now, as far as 27 Tilton goes, Captain, did you identify any cameras affixed to the home at 19 Oxford in Ocean Township? Okay. And ultimately, was camera footage seized from 19 Oxford in
Yes.
Ocean Township?
Yes, the home had 8 cameras, 2 of which were affixed to the rear of the residence facing 27 Tilton Drive, and we had secured those recordings.
Now, do you recall, all right, so there's 2 cameras on the rear of the home?
Yes.
Now, camera 5, are you familiar with the camera 5 from 19 Oxford?
Yes, I am.
Now, I'm going to show you what's been marked as S271 for
I
identification.
think what we're going to do is, I'm going to allow the jurors to get lunch now before we go into more video, just to give everyone a little bit of a break. If we could turn the lights back on, please. It's been a busy morning. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to take a break. You're going to go downstairs for lunch. Juror number 9's buying. You like winter. Not my fault. Kidding. So please don't discuss this case. Don't do any research. We'll have you back up at 1:30. I just want to make sure you get the full hour, and then we'll come back up and we'll continue on. All right? Thank you all. Okay, good afternoon. Please be seated.
Good afternoon.
Good lunch? Did you pick it up?
Yes, yes.
Did you do it?
His own.
We got time. We got time before this is all over.
Pizza party.
We're back on the record, State of New Jersey versus Paul Caneiro. It's indictment 19-020283. Can I have the appearances of counsel for the record?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant Prosecutor Nicole Wallace on behalf of the state.
Good afternoon, Judge Chris Decker for the state.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Monica Mastalone for Mr. Caneiro, who's present.
Good afternoon, Judge Andy Murray for Mr. Caneiro.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Mr. Caneiro. All right, so we're still in the direct examination of Captain Weisbrot. We're ready to go.
Thank you, Judge. Now, Captain, I think right before the break, we were talking about how 19 Oxford had 2 channels or 2 cameras that you deemed to be potentially relevant in this investigation.
Yes, correct.
Now, can I have S271A? Captain, do you recognize what's on the screen in front of you?
Yes, I do. This is an image of camera 5, which captures the rear property of 19 Oxford Drive in Ocean Township.
Okay, is it light out or dark out?
It's light out.
Okay. Can you see, I know it's a little small, can you see the time that's depicted on that screen, the bottom left?
Yes, 9:00 a.m. on November 19th, 2018.
Okay, so is this part of the footage that was obtained from 19 Oxford, camera 5?
Yes, it is.
Can you describe what's depicted in the footage that we see in front of us?
Sure. Again, it's the rear yard of 19 Oxford, capturing the outside deck area, as well as an in-ground swimming pool. And in the back left corner, you can see 27 Tilton Drive, a portion of the house of 27 Tilton Drive.
Just for purposes of clarity, can you identify the northernmost portion of 27 Tilton as depicted in that video?
Yes, that would be the garage, essentially where the garage doors are located. Would you like me to mark it?
Can I ask you to put a box, like a rectangle, in the area of where the garage ends and the driveway begins?
Sure. The left line would be where the garage ends, and then the driveway would extend north.
Now, your particular focus with respect to camera 5, would it have been, or would it be in that, essentially in the area around that square rectangle?
Yes, it would.
Can we preserve that?
So Doug, this is S-271. Is this part of A, B, or C?
Sorry, Judge. This is S-271. It contains clips of footage from cameras 5 and camera 7 from 19 Oxford. This is A, what's on the screen.
So if I'm going to say S-271 A1.1, we're good?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
all right.
Captain, can you undo that?
Sure.
Can we run that clip through once? That was a 10-second clip, correct?
Correct.
And again, this is from the morning of November 19th, correct?
That's correct.
Representative sample of what you would see during daylight hours from that camera?
Yes, it is.
Now, if I could have S-271B, this is a clip from 19 Oxford, camera 5, clip with the word leaving in it. Now, I'm going to ask you if you recognize what that depicts.
Yes, I can tell you that this is a nighttime image of the video from 19 Oxford, and if you look in the top left corner of the screen, you will see the area where 27 Tilton Drive is captured.
Okay. And is there a date and time on that footage at the beginning?
Yes, the date is November 20th, 2018, and the time is 2:05:50 a.m.
Can we play that through once, please? Go to 20600 approximately. I may ask you to pause it. We can play that. Pause it for a second. Is there any light in the area of the driveway?
Yes, there's an appearance of light in the area of the driveway of 27 Tilton Drive.
Keep playing. Thank you. pause it, please. Did you see anything there, Captain?
Yes, there was additional light that illuminated in the area of the garage at 27 Tilton Drive.
Go.
What time did we stop it at?
Sorry, Judge, it was 2:06:41. Pause it there, please. Can you tell us what you just saw, Captain?
Yes. You can see a pattern of lights near the top area of the driveway of 27 Tilton Drive. Those lights then move from left to right on the screen, backing up. The lights then are seen going right to left on the screen, approaching what is the area of the driveway near Tilton Drive. This is consistent with the vehicle backing up and then exiting the driveway in a forward position after essentially making a K-turn on the driveway.
Just go back to 2:07:20. Let me slow that down one notch. I'm just going to play a couple seconds. Stop that. Pause that, please. Now, we'll pause at 2:07:28. Can you tell us what you just saw happen with respect to the lights?
Sure. A vehicle was observed driving down the driveway of 27 Tilton Drive,
Did the lights just disappear?
and the lights disappeared, yes.
Just going to, in a moment, we'll start it. I'm just going to ask you to let us know if the lights reappear. Sorry. Did the lights reappear, Captain?
Yes, they did.
And they then disappear again?
Yes, they did.
Okay. Now, based upon your review of this portion of the surveillance, can you describe the movement of the vehicle?
Sure. You can see the vehicle backing up, making a K-turn on the driveway, exiting the driveway, and heading towards the bend in Tilton Drive.
And again, just for context, what's the time right now on the video?
The time is 2:05:50 a.m.
Beginning? That's the beginning of the video, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, we were just talking about the time frame of approximately 2:07:23 to 2:07:30.
Yeah, that's correct. 2:07:34 is when the lights disappeared.
Now, you talked about another camera on the rear of 19 Oxford, correct?
Yes, that would be Channel 7.
Did you review footage from Channel 7 as a part of your investigation?
Yes, I did.
Now, I want to show first S271C. Now, before we play that, can you tell us what the date and time is on there?
Sure. The date is November 19th, 2018, and the time is 09:00 a.m.
Okay. So November 19th at 9 a.m.
Correct.
Okay. Can you tell us what's depicted in what's on the screen right now?
Sure. This is an image depicting, again, the rear of 19 Oxford Drive in Ocean Township, covering the back deck area of that home, and behind this home, or essentially in front of here, you can see in the background a larger portion of 27 Tilton Drive.
Okay. Now, anywhere in what's on the screen right now, does it depict the end of the garage and kind of the driveway area?
Yes, it does.
Can you just put a rectangle or square around that area?
Sure. The garage area and the driveway area would be in this area here.
Can we preserve that, please?
271C1. One, I should say.
Once that prints, you can undo that. Can you just tell me how many windows you can see on the top floor of 27 Tilden?
I can see 4 windows.
Could I just briefly have S1A, slide 14? Sorry, Joey. Sorry, Judge, we just have one moment. Captain, you recognize what's depicted in S1A, slide 14?
Yes, I do. It's the rear side of 27 Tilton Drive, showing the fire damage that was sustained to the home.
Can you see the 4 top windows that you described just a moment ago?
Yes, you'll see on the second floor of that house, the upper windows. There's 4 of them that I just previously identified.
Please take that down, please. Can I have, I'm going to ask for S271D at this point. Before we play that, do you recognize what that is?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
This is a image, a still of 19 Oxford Drive, camera 7, which captures the rear of 19 Oxford and the rear of 27 Tilton as well.
Again, I'm just going to play that video fully through. It's approximately 7.5 minutes. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Pause it for one moment. Did you see lights come on in the
Yes.
screen?
Yes, I did.
Do you know where they came from?
27 Tilton Drive.
Keep playing. Can you pause it for a moment? We're paused at 04:57, 11 seconds a.m., correct, Captain?
That's correct.
What did you say?
The first evidence of fire is visible on the left area of the screen. That fire was obviously at 27 Tilton Drive.
Can we minimize that for now? Can I have S271E? E, please. Can you, now, which camera's on the screen now?
This is camera number 5.
Okay, what's the date and time?
Date is November 20th, 2018. The time is 4:08:15 a.m.
Okay. Now, just gonna play it through, and I might pause it at some point. Pause that for a moment. Captain, what did you just see?
Lights appeared in the area of the driveway of 27 Tilton Drive.
Okay, can we keep going now? Can we go to 4:08:40, slow it down one notch? Can we play? Thank you. Captain, can you tell us what we just saw?
Sure. We saw those lights appearing in the area of the driveway of 27 Tilton Drive. After letting the video run, you see a vehicle entering the driveway and parking in the area closest to the garage on the driveway of 27 Tilton Drive.
Can I have S271F, please? Captain, can you tell us which camera this is?
This is camera number 5 at 19 Oxford Drive.
Is this the same camera that we just watched?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and what's the date and time here?
Date is November 20th, 2018. The time is 4:54:01 a.m.
Can we start this, please? I'm going to ask to fast forward just a little bit to about 4:57, please, if we can. So I'm at 4:57:01 a.m. Is that accurate, Captain?
Yes, it is.
Is there any light in the video?
Yes, 27 Tilton Drive is illuminated.
now going to ask you to play now. Can you pause it? What did you see, Captain?
A large flash of light visible from 27 Tilton Drive.
Now, before we watched camera 7, and you indicated something about the first visible signs of fire, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
How did your observations from camera 7 and camera 5, how are they related?
It's consistent with my first observations of fire activity in the rear on channel 7.
Okay, so right now, again, we're at 4:57:11 on camera 5, correct?
That's correct.
Go back to the beginning for a minute. Can we just play that? Pause it for a second. I'm paused at 4:55:06 a.m. Can you just tell us what you saw there?
Sure. 27 Tilton Drive illuminated in the top left corner of the screen.
Earlier on camera 7 at about the same time, 4:55, did I ask you whether or not there were lights that appeared in the back of the residence?
Yes, that's consistent with that as well.
Can we go to 4:59, please? See, 4:59:30. We're at 4:59:31 a.m., correct?
Correct.
Can we play that? Thank you. Pause that. Captain, can you tell us what you just saw?
Sure. A vehicle backs out from the top area of the driveway of 27 Tilton Drive, then pulls down the driveway in a forward direction.
And as part of your investigation, were you briefed on police interaction with Mr. Caneiro in the morning hours of November 20th prior to your arrival?
Yes, I was.
And did that include Mr. Caneiro mentioning anything about a vehicle in the garage?
Yes, he had indicated that when the family was exiting the home after discovering the fire, he backed the car out of the garage and drove it onto Tilton Drive, where the rest of the family had met him and got into the car.
Can we just continue to play that record, Steve? Pause it there for one moment. Pause at 05:01 and 2 seconds AM, correct?
Correct.
Can you slow that down one notch, just play it? Pause that for a moment. Go back, same speed, a few seconds. 5:01:17. You can stop it there. Captain, could you tell us what you just saw?
Sure. There was a large flash of light that was visible in the driveway garage area of the residence. That would be the northeast corner of the home.
That happened before or after the vehicle left the garage and went down the driveway?
Right after the vehicle drove down the driveway.
No, I have no further questions.
Okay. Ross?
Good afternoon. Captain?
Yes, Captain.
Captain. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so just let's take ourselves back to surveillance at the location of 27 Tilton. You testified that there were 8 different surveillance cameras that you noted, right?
That's correct.
And a number of those were connected to the QC DVR system, right?
Yes.
At least one of the cameras from that QC system was inside the garage, right? But there were other cameras that were affixed outside of the garage.
That's correct.
And they looked out onto the driveway area of 27 Tilton.
Yes.
Now, obviously, as part of this investigation, you reviewed all the DVR footage from that system, correct?
Correct.
And that included not just images captured in the morning hours of November 20th of 2018, but also images that were captured the day before on November 19th of 2018, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. I'm just going to show you what we've marked. This is D1-200. I'm going to approach that.
Sure. Is there any objection to this?
No, Judge, sorry.
You can publish it if you want.
Oh, okay. So, I'm going to put this on the screen here. Captain, can you see that image clearly?
Yes.
And we see that that is camera 2. it says on the screen, it's camera 2.
Camera 2, yes.
You recognize that to be the driveway of 27 Tilt Drive?
Yes.
And we see a white vehicle in that photo?
Yes.
That's the Porsche Macan that you've testified about?
I believe it's the Porsche Macan, yes.
The one that had the, what appeared to be, at some point in the morning of the 20th, a burn mark on the hood, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, this, we confirmed, I believe during your testimony, that the DVR, the QC DVR system was 1 hour slow, right? 1 hour fast.
It's 1 hour fast, yes.
Right. So we would imagine that the time listed on this photo would also be 1 hour fast, correct?
Yes, that would be correct.
Okay. But it was taken on November 19th, 2018, right?
Correct.
And it appears to be obviously during daylight hours.
Yes, it says 16:07:18, if I'm saying that correctly.
And we see inside, we can see through the front windshield of the vehicle inside the vehicle a little bit, right?
Yes.
And we can see hanging from the rearview mirror what appears to be a handicap placard.
There's a placard hanging. I can't tell you that it's a handicap one, but I do see a placard hanging, yes.
Okay. Maybe if I were to show you a different image.
Oh, I'm sorry, just because.
Yeah, sorry, just to confirm, the time listed on the image we're looking at now is 16:07 and 18 seconds.
Correct, that's how I see it.
Okay.
It's blurry, but that's what I believe
Yeah.
that's what it says.
Yeah, apologies. I'm going to now publish a different image. This is image D1-201. Now, that is, this 201 obviously appears to be taken from the management of the same camera we were just looking at, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And so this appears to be the driveway again, even though it's dark, of Tilton Drive, right?
Yes.
And again, we're seeing the vehicle that appears to be the white Porsche Macan, right?
I mean, it's difficult to identify the vehicle, but if it's consistent with what you just showed me, yes, I believe that to be the Porsche Macan, based on where it was parked. The other image obviously was a lot clearer,
Right.
considering this is at night.
But obviously the vehicle appears to be in the same place relative to the camera.
It does, yes.
And the date on this photo is November 19th, 2018.
November 19th, 2018, and the time is 19:10:54.
What we see more clearly, though, in this photo is that the object hanging from the rearview mirror in the car is a handicap placard.
Yeah, that I can see it clearer in this photograph. It looks like it's a removable tag, one that you can take down and put back up, as you would need to, or somebody who has a handicap placard would do, but it appears to be a handicap placard, one of the removable ones, yes.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Now, the vehicle, the Porsche Macan,
Yes.
is ultimately going to be the subject of one of your requests to search on the morning of November 20th of 2018, right?
That's correct.
And you stated that initially, as far as that search is concerned, you were looking for evidence of potential fire damage, right?
Correct.
We know, though, that Detective Catalona, who documented and inventoried the search of that vehicle, also took pictures of the passenger interior compartment of the vehicle, right?
Yes, it did.
And we know that anything that was, it wasn't just the, the engine compartment, but photos were taken of the trunk, right, of the back seat of the vehicle, right?
Yeah,
Photos were taken.
the vehicle needed to be photographed in its current state as we found it, yes.
And then photos, and then anything of potential importance was removed from the vehicle and documented, or would have been documented accordingly. Right?
That's not accurate. There was nothing taken from the vehicle. It was simply just examined visually and photographed.
Have you seen all the photographs?
Yes, I have.
And you know that that handicap placard is not hanging from the rearview mirror in any of the detective's photos.
That vehicle was photographed and searched on the 20th, and the photograph that you showed me depicting a handicap placard was on the 19th, so it was the day before, and as I previously explained, it's removable. Whether or not I don't recall seeing the placard on the 20th, but obviously I did see it on the 19th, if I'm answering your question.
Right. So, but as of the 20th, you would agree with me that that placard is no longer apparently in the vehicle.
I would actually ask to just see a photograph of it taken on the 20th, just so I can confirm that, but I don't believe there was one, no.
Okay. I'm going to show you two photos.
Sure.
And clarify it now. So, okay. Can you see that clearly?
Yes, I can. And now that I see this photograph, I can confirm that there is no handicap placard visible.
Okay. That was, and that's, just for the record, that's D1 210. And that was a photo taken on the 20th of November, correct?
I can't confirm that. I believe it was obviously taken either on the 20th or days after. I don't know. You can put it back up. I see the security tape, the yellow security tape that remains. Whether that photograph was taken on the 20th or within the days after, I can't say for certain because there's no date on it, but that was obviously during the course of our investigation.
Okay. And the photo is obviously, as you understand, taken by law enforcement, correct?
Correct. It was taken by Lieutenant Catalona.
And after what you described today was that Mr. Caneiro, Paul Caneiro, when this fire was taking place at 27 Tilton, got into the car that was parked in the garage, drove that down to the street, and so that he and his family would have a place to wait while emergency personnel responded.
Yeah, they got into the Porsche Cayenne.
Right. And after Mr. Caneiro and his family got into the Cayenne, they went from essentially that location on the street to the Ocean Township Police Department, right?
Yeah, they moved the vehicle several times in the street before ultimately traveling to the Ocean Township Police Department in that car.
Right. But the car we're seeing in D1210, that's not the car that they were sitting in.
That is not the car.
This is the car that was parked in front of the garage area the entire time, right?
That's correct.
And this is the car that when you were explaining to Mr. Caneiro you were going to search it, this is the search of the car that you're saying he wanted to be present for, correct?
That's correct.
And while he may have been allowed to be present for the search, you weren't going to let him conduct any part of that search himself, right?
No, that was a crime scene. It wasn't safe for him to be up alongside the vehicle. There was evidence on the ground and around the vehicle, so he was required to stay, a short distance away.
Okay. So, after you responded to the scene that morning, there wasn't a time when Mr. Caneiro was in this vehicle depicted in D1-210, correct?
No.
And nor would he have been able to access that vehicle because of law enforcement activities, correct?
Correct.
And then after going to Ocean Township Police Department, Mr. Caneiro was once again unavailable to access this vehicle, correct?
That's correct.
And so if there's no tag in this after the 19th of November, we are not able to say for sure who or why it was removed from the vehicle or by who, correct?
That car was a loaner car from the Porsche of Monmouth in West Long Branch. I have no information regarding whether the Porsche of Monmouth, a car dealership, would put a tag on a loaner car. I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay. Okay. You don't know the answer to what the loaner policy is for the dealership, but what we do know is that obviously in a still image from the night before at around 7 o'clock on camera, the placard is hanging from the rearview mirror, right?
We're talking now about the handicap placard or the license plate?
The placard.
Oh, the placard. On the 19th, there was a placard based on the photograph that you showed me, yes.
And on the 20th, there isn't one.
There is not one, no.
Okay, thank you. Now, we saw video from 19 Oxford Drive, and that's going to show what appears to be flashes of light coming from the left hand, depicted from that video, the left-hand portion of 27 Tilton Drive. Right.
Yes.
And those flashes of light, we now understand, are a fire, correct?
Yes.
And that fire actually was determined to have originated in the well area of the basement window along the, I think you referred to it as the CD side of the house?
Yes, so the CD corner In fire communication language, structures are identified alphabetically by A being the front of the house, B being in a clockwise motion, B being the left side of the house, the C side being the rear side of the house, and the D side being the right side of the house. That's just so that all fire personnel and law enforcement can communicate properly as to a location of a home. That CD corner translates to the southeast corner of the property.
One of the things noted about that location was that there was a basement window located there at that fire origin point that was broken, right? And actually the glass of the window was what was broken, correct?
Yes.
And the glass was broken inward, meaning that there was glass that had fallen into the basement, right?
That's correct.
That's a fact, in particular, that you noted in your police report, correct?
That the window was broken, I did note that, yes.
And that the glass had fallen into the basement, right? You noted that fact.
I don't specifically recall if I documented that in my report, but I know that to be true, yes.
Okay. And a combustible gas detector was brought to that location of the basement window?
Yes, it was.
And the purpose of the combustible gas detector is to detect for combustible fluids?
Flammable liquids, yes.
Okay. One of the reasons why that might have taken place, obviously, is there was a gasoline can found on the scene near the garage in the house.
Yes, and there also was a very strong odor of gasoline present in that location.
So, when you say in that area, so by the window well of the basement where the fire originated, there's a very strong odor of gasoline?
Yes.
Okay. And there were other sources, there were other origins, it would appear, of fire that morning as well, such as by the garage, correct?
There were 3 separate origins of fire at that house.
When you were in those other areas of origin, the garage area, you noticed some, I would imagine some burn marks, what appear to be burn marks near the base of the garage door.
That is correct.
Okay. You also had indication that might have been the result of combustible fluids,
Yes.
and you could smell those there as well.
Yes. And you're going to have a few conversations with Paul Caneiro that morning, right? I spoke to him 2 times that morning.
You're going to talk to him about consent to search the vehicle that might have been damaged by the fire, right?
Yes.
And you're going to talk to him about consent to search the DVR system that was in the garage.
Yes.
In both of those occasions, Mr. Caneiro gave you consent to do that which you were requesting, right?
Yes, he did.
And obviously, when you go over those forms, you want to make sure that people are fully advised of what their rights are, right?
Of course.
And you want them to know that you're asking for their consent because that search, according to the form, if it's going to happen according to the form, needs to be voluntary, right?
Yes.
And That person needs to be able to make that choice whether or not to agree to it of their own free will, right?
Correct.
And they also need to know that they have a right to refuse the search, and they have a right to stop the search at any time if they become uncomfortable with it, right?
That's correct.
And if a person signs a consent form and says, you know what, Captain, I'm not super comfortable with this, I would rather not do this, you're going to immediately stop the search, right?
Absolutely.
And the most important thing for you in these situations, I would imagine, is to make sure that you're honoring people's rights and wishes about the search that's going to take place, right?
That is correct.
And I'm sure you did that in this case as well.
Absolutely.
And so we have no reason to believe that Paul Caneiro's consent was anything but knowing and voluntary, right?
That is correct. It was knowing and voluntary.
And we have no reason to believe that he didn't understand, let me strike that. Obviously, he knew full well he had the right to refuse and the right to stop the search at any point in time, right?
That is what he was told, yes.
And he not only did he agree to the search of the vehicle, but there never came a point in time where he said, I want to shut this down, I want to stop this, right?
He did not know.
And it remained consensual and voluntary the entire time you performed that search.
Correct.
Referring to the search of the DVR system. Again, it's the same form for a different item of interest, right?
Yes.
And again, there's no question that Mr. Caneiro knew very well that he had the right to refuse if he chose, right?
That's correct.
And he, regarding that search, after the fact, never told you at any point in time, actually I changed my mind.
He never did know.
Right. And so his decision to allow you to search that was voluntary and knowing, and it remained so the entire time, correct?
Correct.
A further point with the DVR system is actually that you were not going to search that item at the location of 27 Tilton. You were actually going to take that to the Ocean Township Police Department, right?
Yeah, that's because we needed power to be able to access it.
Sure, but obviously, in order to do that, you have to physically take the thing from the property and take it to the police station, right?
Yes, that's what we did.
And because it's so important to have Mr. Caneiro's consent about these issues, you had to tell him ahead of time, look, we're going to take this thing to the police. We're not going to search it here. We're going to take it to the police station, right?
Yes.
And we're going to look at it there.
Yes.
And he was fine with that.
Yes, he was.
He didn't raise any objection to that happening, right?
He did not know.
So I'm guessing that obviously this wasn't the first time, getting to this location was not the first time that you smelled gasoline in your life, right?
No, it's not the first time.
But on the scene, it was very clear to you that it was present in various areas of the home, right?
In 2 areas, no.
And there were investigative measures taken to detect for the presence of those combustible fluids, such as the gas detector that we talked about before, right?
That's correct.
There was also a police dog who was brought to the location at some point who was trained to detect combustible fluids.
That's correct. That was a dog from the State Fire Marshal's office.
Okay. At any point in time, was there any testing done of Mr. Caneiro's skin or hands to see if there was a presence of combustible fluids?
No.
Was there ever a point in time where there was an investigation of whether Mr. Caneiro's clothing contained the presence of combustible fluids?
don't believe so, although I'm not the individual that would be able to say for certain. We would have to speak to our forensic bureau on that.
Referring specific, because I know there were items collected as part of search warrants in this case, but referring to the clothing Mr. Caneiro was wearing the morning that you responded to 27 Till.
Again, I don't believe so, but I'm not the person to answer that question. I don't know with any certainty.
Your report obviously is detailed in the sense that it indicates all the investigative activities that you took part in over the course of this case. Right?
Yes.
Up to a certain date, I would imagine, because I believe that you've had continued involvement in some aspects of this case through 2025. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
And that would be things like maybe serving subpoenas for witnesses, right?
Correct.
And perhaps participating in witness preparation sessions.
I did, yes.
And prepare. So those witness preparation sessions are the purpose of them. Obviously, is to prepare a witness for what it may be like for them to testify in a court, right?
Yes, review statements, review their involvement in the case, review their observations, things of that nature.
And we're talking about an investigation that took place, November 20th of 2018. It took place a long time ago, right?
7 years ago.
And a lot of these witnesses in the case were spoken to by law enforcement all the way back then, right?
Correct.
So one of the things that's important to do with witness preparation is give witnesses an opportunity to review their prior statements, right?
That's correct.
And because that can help them refresh their recollection about what happened back then, right?
That's correct.
And that's the thing that you participated in this case, right?
I did at times, yes.
And witnesses, in your experience in engaging in witness preparation, obviously sometimes witnesses say exactly what they initially said to the police, and sometimes witnesses say something different than what they initially said to the police, right?
Subjectively speaking, I suppose. Are you asking me specifically about a particular witness in this case?
Well, I'm asking you, I suppose, this. From what I can tell from your report, you spoke with, and this is back in November of 2018. You spoke with John Harrington.
Yes.
And you also spoke with Heather Caff, right?
I did, yes.
And those were both residents of the Tilton Drive area near 27 Tilton, right?
They both lived across the street from 27 Tilton.
And obviously they both provided you with statements about what they knew or heard or anything of that nature that was relevant at the time, right?
They did, yes.
And they were both cooperative with you, right?
Yes, they were.
And then did you, I don't know, but we can inquire, I suppose, did you participate in both of their or either of their witness preparation sessions?
Both of them.
Okay. And obviously, when a witness, during a witness preparation session, says something materially different than their previous statement, that would have to be documented in some fashion, right?
Yes, in this particular case, it would be documented in their statement that they provided.
Well, okay, so let's take a step back. A witness gives a statement in a case, right?
Yes.
Later on, same witness, case is now going to trial. Same witness comes in to give a witness preparation statement, to give interview, right? They're in for the witness preparation interview. They have an opportunity to review their statement, right?
Correct.
They might say the same thing about the case, or they may say something materially different than they originally said in their statement, right?
Perhaps that's true, yes.
If they say the same thing, great. If they say a materially different thing, then that would have to be documented, right?
We would, of course, follow up on the information that they were now providing, and yes, we would document it.
So then I take that to mean that when you participated in the witness interviews of John Harrington and Heather Capp, they told you essentially the same things that they had said all the way back in November of 2018.
Yeah, I don't believe, and I don't recall that they provided any inconsistent information that would warrant us to do any additional follow-up or reporting.
Okay. Now, what I also understand from your report is that you spoke with a person by the name of Paige McManus.
Yes, I did.
That was a Tilton Drive resident.
2 doors down from the Caneiro house.
Andrea Rain.
Andrea Rain from, I believe, Green Grove Road, 306. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes,
You spoke with Marilyn Klein,
I did, yes.
who was a neighbor.
Next door to the Caneiro house.
You spoke with Kyle Brees and his wife.
I did not speak to them. Detective Brady spoke to them. We made efforts to speak to them. We knocked on their door several times.
Other than the people, and I know you also spoke to people other than residents of Tilton Drive. But in terms of the residents of Tilton Drive that you spoke with, the neighbors, did I miss anybody other than John Harrington, Paige McManus, Andrea Rain, Marilyn Klein, the Breeses, or Heather Capp?
I believe you covered all of them.
Okay.
That I was involved with, yes.
Okay. All of those individuals live in proximity to 27 Tilton Drive, right?
That's correct.
Tilton Drive itself is a horseshoe type of street, right? There are two separate entrances to Tilton Drive.
That's correct.
And the people to whom you spoke about this case were concentrated on one end of that horseshoe, right?
That's correct.
And that would be the 27 Tilton Drive end of the horseshoe, right?
Yeah, the north side of Tilton Drive.
So your investigative efforts didn't extend out to speaking with people on the other side of the Tilton Drive horseshoe, right?
My efforts personally did not, but other detectives did.
Okay.
But if you're asking me for my involvement, no, I did not
Right.
go outside that immediate area surrounding 27 Tilton.
Okay, yes, thank you. I was just asking for what you personally did.
Okay.
Now, during your testimony about the video surveillance, I believe you had said that you saw it. This is in the video from the garage in the morning of November 20th. You saw a figure at the bottom of the screen, and then you said that the DVR system was turned off, right?
Yes, I saw a individual walk into the garage and walk towards the direction of the DVR, and then the screen went black.
Now, do you know, when you say the screen goes black, do we know how that DVR system was positioned before you arrived at the location?
I know where the DVR was located, and I know where the police officers from the Ocean Township Police Department had secured it. I know where it was located. If you come down the stairs from the mudroom into the garage and you make a right-hand turn, mounted above the cabinets and the refrigerator in the safe area that I previously described. The DVR system was up there.
But by the time you got there, the system had already been unplugged and officers had engaged with it.
That's correct.
And you didn't have, when you got to the scene, you didn't have a vantage point prior to it being manipulated in some fashion by other officers.
No, the only thing I was privy to was the officers from the police department were able to show me where the DVR was located.
Right. But prior to your arrival, you don't know if that DVR system was plugged directly into a wall or plugged into a power strip or something like that, right?
I don't have that information now.
And if the DVR system is going off at that point that you referenced in your testimony, we don't know if that's because the power is being pushed off on it or the power is being pushed off on a power strip or something being unplugged. We don't know.
The only thing I know is from extracting the data contained on the DVR, power was terminated to that unit. How it was terminated, whether somebody unplugged it, pushed a switch to turn it off, I don't know.
Right. Or unplugged a power strip, right?
Correct. I don't know that information.
Or turned off a power strip. It's not known.
The power was terminated to the DVR.
The other camera that you had mentioned, one of the cameras that you had mentioned during your testimony was the doorbell camera at 27 Tilton, right?
Yes, I did.
And that camera, you actually were able to view the last activity on that camera.
Yes, October 15th of 2018 at 8:01 p.m.
Okay. So as of the day you got to the 27 Tilton location, that doorbell camera hadn't registered any activity for 5 days.
Correct.
And
From the 15th through the 18th, through the 20th, I'm sorry.
through the 20th,
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
Were you able to, in your walkthrough of the house, and you were looking at the evidence in this case, were you able to view the various access points, wireless access points that existed inside the house?
I don't understand your use of wireless access points. What is that? What are you referring to?
Access points for the Wi-Fi network in the house.
I know there was a lot of electronics that were hardwired into that home, and they were all located in the unfinished section of the basement against the north wall, essentially underneath the garage, where the garage area would be.
Okay. Did you happen to see that there were Wi-Fi access points throughout the house, though?
I don't know.
Okay. Showing you, this is D1-203. Can you see that image clearly?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Do you see in the space on the dresser, directly above the drawer of the dresser, there's a white circular object?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recognize that to be an access point connected to, or it's connected to the internet for the home?
I don't know what that device is that you're asking me to look at.
Okay. Right. Did you see other of these devices when you were in the home?
I spent a lot of time in the home. I don't specifically have any recollection of internet access points. I know the home. To answer your question, no, I have no recollection of placing any focus or emphasis on any Wi-Fi access points.
Okay. Okay. So, what I take that to mean it wasn't really the focus of what you were doing in the house.
At that point, when I was in the house, no. And again, I don't know what that item is that you're pointing to there. I do know the house was equipped with a femto cell in replacement of a router. Where it was located, I don't know. I know it looks similar to it, what a router looks like, but I don't have any specific details on it.
I just took it from your statement just before that when you were in the house, you were not specifically looking for things like Wi-Fi access points.
Ultimately, eventually you were on the day of the fire. That was not our focus, but we ultimately had returned to the home and brought computer crimes personnel in, and they specialize in electronics.
I see.
And they would be the ones that would be looking, observing, and having information pertaining to the various electronics.
I see, because they're the ones that have the expertise in what these devices are and how they operate.
They would have, yes, much more experience and knowledge than I would.
So you would rely on them to determine what in terms of technology was important to look at inside the home.
That's correct.
Okay. And you would rely on them for a determination of how these things operated in conjunction with one another, right?
That's correct.
Okay. The second fire that we saw on the video surveillance from 19 Oxford Drive,
Yes.
it took place a little after 5:01 in the morning. It was about 5:01 and 17 seconds.
I don't recall the specific time, but you're in roughly the time frame, yes.
And you identified, obviously, that area where we saw that burst of light a little after 5:01. That was the garage area of the home, right?
That's correct.
And I think when we see that bright light, the fire there at after 5:01, we have some confirmation of that in the form of what appears to be burn marks on the hood of the Porsche Macan, right?
Yes.
And what appears to be burn marks in the area of the garage door.
Correct.
And we know there is apparently a can of gasoline tipped over near that area, right?
Yes.
And I think in your, you had, one of the things that you were doing, I think, in terms of your investigation was trying to determine how it is that fire started the way that it did, right?
Sure. I was interested in knowing. There was 3 separate points of origin. I was interested in knowing how they started.
And I think that you you said in your notes that it was possible, or you were wondering whether that fire at the garage started, the 5:01 a.m. fire, whether that started as a result of the gas can being thrown.
Possibly, yes.
Right. Obviously, if that fire started by the gas can being thrown, somebody would have had to have been there to throw it, right?
Yes.
And to confirm, when you took the DVR system to the Ocean Township Police Department that day, you had a detective who was specialized in surveillance come to take a look at the system, right?
Yes.
And that was a person whose last name was Valenti?
Correct.
And obviously they were there because they had some expertise in the matter of operating the system and retrieving footage from it, right?
That is correct.
And then when other things were done in this case in terms of if there were cell phone extractions or searches of computers, you had computer technology specialist investigators who could assist with that, right?
Yes, sir.
And there's actually, one or more of them was actually a member of the computer crimes unit, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And I should also just confirm with you, sir, that the Ring doorbell camera footage that you watched from 27 Tilton, I believe you testified that you watched that from Susan Caneiro's phone,
I did, yes.
and she showed that to you voluntarily, obviously.
She provided consent in the same fashion as Mr. Caneiro signed consent via a uniform consent form.
And you also took a statement from Susan Caneiro at the police department.
Yes, I did.
Judge, if I could just have a minute.
Sure.
Judge, could we just approach very briefly?
Sure. Want a break? Why don't you take your 15-minute break right now? And then what we'll do is after we finish this witness, I'm going to give you another break, but I'm going to give the 15-minute break now. I'm feeling giving.
Where were you
You're
at?
feeling it, aren't you, all of you? All right, so we'll discuss this case. Don't do any research. I'll bring you back out around 10 after. You have to sit there. Take a break. We'll see you in 15. You guys are pretty seated.
Curveball there.
I got you. Told you.
Usually you knock and you just...
Yeah, I know. Listen, we gotta change it up. Captain, if you could just do me one favor. When you're speaking, if you could just speak a little bit louder for me, if you
Sure.
don't mind. Thank you. We'll continue on with our cross-examination.
Thank you. Okay, sir. Going back to the video of the fire at the garage shortly after 5:01. I just want to take us through the timeline of the events in that video and make sure we're clear, okay?
Okay.
You testified today that in somewhere in the area of 4:59 and 50 seconds through 5 a.m. and 8 seconds, we see a vehicle back out of the driveway of Tilton Drive, right?
Yes, I don't have the exact times up in terms of like seconds, but that's roughly the time that you're saying, yes.
Okay. And then that vehicle, we can see it appear to proceed down the driveway, right?
It backs, turns the wheels to the right, and drives down the driveway.
Now, that would be consistent with the information you received about Paul Caneiro taking Susan's car, backing it out of the garage, and taking it down the driveway to the street, right?
Yes, it would.
And then the indication was that the family, Paul, Susan, and the daughters, waited in and around that car while law enforcement and fire personnel did what they needed to do and responded to the scene, right?
Yes, they were inside and outside the car throughout different periods of time.
A portion of that same video was played for you starting at 5 a.m. and 1 minute. And I believe you said about 17 seconds into that video, we see that bright light at the garage, right?
Yes, again, I don't have the exact times in front of me, but yes, we did see a bright light after the car was moved down the driveway.
So, obviously, that bright light takes place after the car leaves, right?
Yes, it does.
And it would appear, based on the timing of that video, that it's a little over, somewhat over a minute after the car leaves the driveway. Would that be fair to say?
I don't know the exact time without seeing the specifics.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, I believe what Mr. Murray wants is 271.
Camera 5 at 4:59 and 50 seconds.
Okay, 271F.
Would we be able to play from there forward? Are we seeing in the upper left corner of the screen the car appearing to back out of the garage?
Yes, that's correct. Now the car is now driving down the driveway.
Okay.
And the time is 5 o'clock and 10 seconds.
pause there? Immediately before we paused, did we see a flash near the garage area?
Yes, the flash was near the garage driveway area, and the time that it's paused is 5:01 and 29 seconds.
So, I believe the
A minute,
time. Go ahead.
a minute and 20 seconds later. You see the flash.
Now, the morning that you responded, you had two conversations with Mr. Caneiro, you mentioned, right?
Yes.
And during the course of the conversation about the DVR system, he had mentioned to you that he was experiencing Wi-Fi connectivity issues?
He did mention that, yes.
Okay. Is that among the reasons why the search of the home for electronic devices became relevant over the course of the investigation?
Not entirely. The Wi-Fi related issues that he was explaining had nothing to do with the QC DVR system. It had everything to do with the Ring doorbell at that time that he was explaining the connectivity issues. There were a whole host of other reasons why we were interested in examining the electronics in that home.
Okay. But obviously, you were talking about his surveillance systems with him that day, and one of the things he mentioned to you was that there were Wi-Fi connectivity issues. Right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you also said previously that you did not personally get involved in any interviews or searches for surveillance of any of the residents on the other side of the Tilton Drive horseshoe, right?
I did not. Other detectives did.
Do you know who those detectives are?
Yes.
Okay.
Would you
Could
like
you
to
tell us?
Sure. It was Sergeant Edwin Henley. It was Detective Christian DeVito. It was Detective William Anton from the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, and it was Sergeant Patrick Martin, Detective Jesse Orbach, and Detective Michael Melody from the Ocean Township Police Department, and Detective David Siderakis from the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office Electronic Surveillance Unit had also responded to extract the video recordings from the pertinent addresses.
When you say to extract the video evidence from the pertinent addresses, which addresses are you referring to?
308 Green Grove Road and 30 Tilton Drive.
Okay, so but both of those are on the same side of the Tilton Avenue.
That's
The
correct.
Tilton Drive horseshoe is 27 Tilton,
That's
right?
correct.
And if I'm trying to take us to the other side, the other entrance to Tilton Drive, was any surveillance collected from that end of Tilton Drive?
There was no pertinent video surveillance from that side of Tilton.
But you did not yourself go out to canvass for any video on that side?
I did not.
Okay. And we know that your interviews, we know that your witness preparation interviews with Heather Capp and John Harrington, in your estimation, were consistent with prior statements they gave to you, right?
As far as I know, yes. I wasn't
Which would
present.
make potentially the time period of 4:30 in the morning on the morning of November 20th relevant to this investigation, correct?
Based on the information that they provided, yes.
Specifically about men in the street around that time, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you. I have nothing further.
Redirect.
Detective Captain, you just asked about trial prep interviews with witnesses, correct?
Yes, I was.
You got asked about Heather Capp and Jonathan Harrington, correct? Were you present for both of those?
Yes, not both at the same time, but I was present, yes.
Good point. They were met with separately, correct?
Correct.
Okay, now, based upon, the way you were taught to investigate crimes over the course of your career, when you meet with people that provide you information, do you try to change that information, or do you let them tell you what they observed?
We would never change the information that they provided.
Whether it's helpful on its face or not?
No, we follow facts and evidence, and regardless of the direction that evidence takes us, we document it and we pursue whatever avenue we have to go.
Now, you asked some questions about how Mr. Caneiro, I believe, told you about some Wi-Fi connectivity issues the morning of November 20th, 2018, correct?
Yes,
And you referenced the doorbell camera, right?
yes, I did.
Why is that?
Because there was a Ring doorbell affixed to the home, and in conversation with Mr. Caneiro, that's when he had indicated that he was having Wi-Fi connectivity issues. The Ring doorbell operates via Wi-Fi, while the QC DVR system did not operate via Wi-Fi. That was a hardwired system.
Do you know whether or not above the area where the DVR was located, whether or not there was some associated power supply box?
Yes, there was.
Just going to show you what's been marked as S418418 for identification. You recognize that?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
This is the QC PowerMax regulated camera and power supply box. It's a metal box that has key access, and you can open a front door panel, similar to like a circuit breaker box.
That control power controls for the QC DVR.
Yes, it does.
I have nothing further, Judge.
I just have a brief redirect on one issue, Judge.
Okay.
You just testified that when you spoke to Paul Caneiro about the Wi-Fi connectivity issues, it was specifically in reference to the Ring doorbell camera.
That would be the reason why there would be connectivity issues with Wi-Fi. The QC DVR system doesn't operate via Wi-Fi.
Right, but that wasn't exactly what I asked. What I was saying is you just testified that when you spoke to Paul Caneiro and he talked to you about Wi-Fi connectivity issues, it was in reference to the Ring doorbell camera.
That would be operating via Wi-Fi. That's why I said that.
Okay.
Wi-Fi didn't impact the QC DVR system.
I just want to make sure that this is something that you just testified to, that when you talked to Paul Caneiro that morning about the Wi-Fi connectivity issues, that conversation was in the context of the Ring doorbell camera.
When that conversation came up when we were talking to him about the video recording equipment that was at his house, so because the QC system doesn't operate on Wi-Fi, I believe that it was directly related to the camera.
You believe that,
Yes.
but you said in your report regarding this conversation, Paul reported that he periodically turns off the surveillance cameras as he suspected that the system had been causing his Wi-Fi system to run slow.
I did document that, yes.
Okay.
That
The surveillance cameras.
correct. He told
Right?
us.
So not the Ring doorbell, but the surveillance cameras.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what was in your report, right?
Correct.
And that's a different thing, a different system that you're referencing in your report than the Ring doorbell camera, to be
Sure.
clear, right?
Yes.
Okay, and that's a conversation about the surveillance system causing the Wi-Fi system to run slowly, right?
That is what Mr. Caneiro told us, but what we determined to have no impact on his Wi-Fi.
And so you, again, though, had an opportunity to see some photos of areas inside the home where I think you were not certain of the devices that I was showing you, right? You didn't know what they were, if they were or were not connected with the
No, I didn't.
wireless internet, right?
I did not know.
And you actually brought in various people throughout this investigation because you yourself are not a specialist in that area, right?
Correct.
And obviously, as you were talking to Mr. Caneiro that morning, you were not a specialist at that point in time either, right?
I was not, no.
And it was obviously somewhat of a technical conversation that you were having about Wi-Fi connectivity systems causing the Wi-Fi to run slowly, right?
That's what Mr. Caneiro told us.
Right. And clearly, I think there was some even confusion that you still had about the issue because today you thought it was a reference to the Ring doorbell, but clearly when you wrote the report, you believed it was a reference to the wired surveillance system, right?
I learned that the camera system was not operated, the QC DVR system, I learned that that was not operated via Wi-Fi when we had transported the DVR to the Ocean Township Police Department, and we learned that it was a hardwired system.
You learned that from talking to the Detective Valenti, right?
Correct, yes.
But the thing is, what that doesn't explain is how that system is capable of being accessed by a person's cell phone, right?
That's correct. The owner of that system could have an application that could provide him with access to view the recordings, but it has no bearing on the actual communication from the camera to the DVR. That is a hardwired system that is not operated or powered or supported by Wi-Fi.
Right. But the communication between that system, right, and other devices, such as phones and computers, runs over the Wi-Fi network.
That's correct.
Okay. So there is regardless of whether a system is hardwired at some point or not, there can be other points along that chain where that system interacts with and is carried over, information is carried over Wi-Fi, right?
I didn't follow you with that.
Well, that's how you would get the information on your phone from a hardwired system, right?
You can have an application that can communicate with the DVR.
Right.
Yes.
Via Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
Right. So the system can interact with Wi-Fi, obviously, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Via a cell phone.
But today, you thought that you guys back then were talking about a Ring camera.
Yes, because at the time that I had the conversation, I was not aware that his QC system was not operated via Wi-Fi.
I'm just saying what you said today. Today, you thought you were talking about a Ring camera, right? But back then, you thought you were talking about the surveillance, the hardwired surveillance system. Is that? Do I have it right? Or not?
Maybe if you would allow me to see my report and I can refresh my recollection of what I documented, maybe I'll have a better understanding of what you're asking me.
I'm not asking you about what's in the report. I'm asking, did you say today that you thought that conversation was about the Ring camera?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
But clearly, it was not. Right. Am I wrong?
It was my understanding that we were discussing his connectivity issues with the Ring camera. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay. Despite the fact that...
Counsel, we've heard this about 12 times now. We're not going to keep going over it. Despite the fact that the prosecutor hasn't gotten up, he's answered this. That's his answer. Whatever, right or wrong, that's his answer. You can argue it.
Did you see anything? You obviously went through these various emails to look for those reports about the Nest cameras, right?
Yes, they were provided to me.
They were provided to you?
Yes.
Was anything provided to you showing, regarding a crash report for the QC DVR system?
No, I had sent a subpoena to QC requesting information regarding any service requests or issues that would have been reported to them from the homeowner.
I'm just going to show you what's marked D17. It's D117. Have you seen that before?
No, I don't know what this is, sir.
You haven't seen that?
I have not seen that, no.
Okay. So, when you said you got responsive documents from QC about the system, you didn't get this, right?
No. So the reason why I had subpoenaed records from QC was it was reported to us that Mr. Caneiro had advised that he was having problems with his QC DVR and that he had a, quote, ticket in with QC. So we were obviously interested in seeing what he had reported to QC requesting technical assistance on that system. So I had served a grand jury subpoena to QC. I was then contacted by an engineer with QC who queried their systems, and they had no record of Mr. Caneiro or anyone living at 27 Tilton Drive reporting any concerns with that DVR.
Well, do you know why then there would be an indication that the system crashed at 10:54 at night on November 19th of 2018?
I don't know. I don't know if that came, I don't know where you obtained that report from, because I have not seen that.
Well, I guess then you haven't, I'm going to take that to mean you haven't seen all the discovery in this case, right?
That could have been part of the extraction from the DVR, but that was not received from QC directly, no.
Okay. But have you seen all the discovery in this case?
No, I have not.
I see. And so, you, again, to answer the question, you wouldn't know why there would be a crash report from 10:54 on November 19th from QC. The answer to that question would be no, right?
The answer to that question is QC did not provide any reports or records regarding any information. In fact, I received communication from them saying they had no records to provide and documented that in an email to me.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Based upon that recross, which was outside the scope, I'll allow the prosecutor if he has any other questions.
No, Judge, I don't have any further questions.
Okay. Captain, you can step down.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. Thank you.
Wow.
Give you my word.
Angel.